going on, y'all? It's Jacob with JDQ Transportation.
I'm being with Tightline Logistics. I ain't got no YouTube started yet, but it's in the works.
Hell yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised in Georgia, all my life, still there. Not sure how long I'm going to be there. I've been at Prime. March will be 2 years at Prime. The lease in the reefer division. I actually talked this fool into going to reefer.
He was one of the bigger influences.
So yeah, that's pretty much me. No wife, no kids, so I stay gone. We all stay gone about the same amount of time. So.
Yeah, same here.
Stay out here. People don't understand. I guess a way to put it is a lot of people say money ain't everything.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you go work in low-end jobs, and then when you come out here, you know.
It's like, holy shit.
You know, I tell people all the time, there's people that drive trucks that make less money than we do. And there's people that make more than we do. But when you take somebody like us with no experience in the money we make, I don't know if you talk about money on there or not.
Not really, but
you know,
it's very good money out here.
I'll just put it to you like this: when I used to work, the way I look at it, and I'll say for my example, I made $350 like every week.
Yeah.
And I was like, something's got to change. So now people's like money and everything, but when you get used to seeing a comma in your check every week,
yeah,
so it to me that gives you a drive to
push harder,
because that shows you there's more potential out there.
Exactly. And speaking of more potential, what is your plan with Prime?
So right now we're not training yet. That's actually been a process here lately.
I feel you.
I've had some obstacles, and I've overcome those obstacles. But I have a co-driver I have, and so right now we're just kind of team driving, trying to get back off of the home time from the holidays. And so he will be back with me after the 7th. Sometime I think I'm leaving. I'm going back home,
right?
And then I'm leaving back out on like the 7th. And we'll be working our way over to Texas to pick him up. He's kind of wanting to stay on the company side, and he likes the way I operate. So
yeah, and if he's good with it and you good with him, fuck, run it.
So I think we're going to be ordering. I've done ordering my lease purchase truck.
Hell yeah, homie! Congratulations on that.
Appreciate it. I tell you, I was on the phone with a buddy of mine whenever I was doing it, and I was like, man, I just don't have the guts to hit this order now button. He was like, do it.
Yeah?
I was like, I can't. He was like, do it or you're a bitch. I was like, I had to hit it.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
So, but me and my co-driver's been talking. He's wanting to stay on the company side, but he kind of wants that little bit of freedom. So we've come up with an agreement. We're still kind of working the kinks out. We're going to be ordering our second truck, and he's going to be running with me. So
hell yeah. So any time, about when you're going to order that second truck?
So still kind of working out our kinks on our agreements. I'm not a hard person to please, and so and plus, I mean, it's obvious. If you're not happy, you're not going to drive for me. So
yeah, you got to keep your drivers happy.
So at the end of the day, we're going to do what we got to do to get him, where he needs to be and where I want to be. And I told him once we get him to where he's good. He's still a little green, still a little wet behind the ears.
Yeah, and he's fresh out of TNT though, right?
Yeah, he's fresh out of TNT. Maybe
that's to be expected.
1 or 2 months, and and I get it for a lot of people. I grew up around trucks just like yourself.
Yeah.
I was a yard jockey for 4 years, so back in when I was learning how to back the trucks, it was just I had to account that I had more truck rather than a yard dog.
Right.
So, but him and a lot of other people, they're still green. They're nervous.
Yeah, they never sat in a truck, much less drove one or backed one up.
Right, and I mean overall he's a good driver. He's safe. He's cautious. I can't complain.
Can't ask for more than that.
No, I'm able to sleep. I can sleep with my curtains closed, and I wake up, and we've still got the rubber down. So
yeah, and not be worried about parked in the trees.
Right. So we got a couple more kinks we're gonna work out with him, but he's gonna be all right. I told him, I said, you're really gonna learn when you go solo.
Yeah, that's
so. And I've told him, I'm not trying to trainer bash here, but like you said in one of your previous videos, we got a lot of shitty trainers, and
yeah, we do.
A lot of it is starting to get leaked out now.
Yeah.
And you know,
just nasty, or just don't train, or just in it for the money, in it for just to get the miles done and send them on their way.
Well, you know, there's a lot of aspects of the job that the students are going to have to learn on their own once they go.
Definitely.
But
because
then
you
again,
can't learn everything in just 30,000 miles.
No, I think we should go back to the 50. You know.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I mean, I got a buddy of mine that works for Werner, and I had to call him and give him advice. I don't even know if Werner's, you know, I don't know their process because they only do 4 weeks.
Right.
4 weeks of training. And he was like, yeah, you know, over there, and I know we're kind of getting all over the place here, but
it's,
you know,
it's to be expected. It's us. Like, our conversations like this are all over the place.
But like over at Werner, man, he was, you know, their training phase, because me and him actually went to the same CDL school. We didn't go at the same time.
But y'all went to the same
We went
place.
to the same school, and so I didn't really go through PSD at Prime. I got my, you know, I didn't want an automatic restriction. So, but
and see, I would have done the same thing. It's just I didn't have the money to do it.
Well, and you know, the thing is like I told him, he said that their training period was the trainer sat up front with them for 20 hours. That's all they had to do. And I was like,
okay.
I was like, you know, it sounds like a lot, but that's
not
only
the
like
greatest, but okay.
You know, that's 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days of running hard and it's done.
And the thing with them is Werner, and I'm not knocking Werner, but like Werner and Swift, and I mean like CR England beside us, like a lot of these guys have like locked in accounts.
Yeah.
With like Walmart, Home Depot, which is what he was doing. What's another one? They do Target, Staples, all kind of different stuff. And when he was training, they were doing Tractor Supply. Well, they go to pretty much the same stores over and over and over. So you're not really learning nothing. You never leave the state. You know.
And you're going to the same places, so it's repetitive.
Right. You're not learning nothing. You're just learning how to get into that place.
Yeah. 7 repetitions make a habit. You're done.
Right. But, you know, this guy he's a good guy. He's a genuine guy. I mean, he's respectful. He respects my truck. You know, we had a little come to Jesus meeting about that. But
yeah.
I'm OCD about my truck. I mean, you can see it's pretty clean.
I can tell.
And but I think we're gonna have a pretty good gig going.
Hell yeah. So speaking about the restriction, the truck that you just ordered, is it gonna be an automatic or is it gonna be a stick?
So I was in a debate about that because sometimes I'll get to driving and then I'll just act like I got a stick over here because I get bored.
Yeah.
I've actually seen people like they'll take a plunger and stick it and like just kind of But no, I got an automatic, and you know, people rag on me about it. They're like, well, that was pretty much a waste of money to go to school. And I'm like, well, not really. I was like,
because even if this shit doesn't work out, you still have options.
Right, I have opportunities. And I did leave Prime at one time in the beginning, and I went home and hauled wood chips. Yeah. And you know, it's funny, I hear people say, man, I got a heavy load, and I'm like, man, y'all don't know heavy.
Yeah, really.
You know, like
coming from a farm background, yeah, that ain't heavy. This ain't heavy.
No, so like I was at that point, I was driving a 2007 Mack Pinnacle day cab, 10-speed, no air conditioning. The boot it was a 10-speed truck. The boot around the shifter was busted, so all the heat from the transmissions coming in the cab. I can't even talk on the phone because I got the 260 air conditioning going on. And 2
windows down, 60 miles an hour. Let's go.
And so like every time, and I'm in a day cab now. I'm pulling a 40-foot. Just a van. It's like a van trailer, but it dumps. It's got the back door on it. There's a lever, and when you get to the mill, they put it on the elevator. And some Prime trucks do the potatoes and the gypsum.
I had one like that recently.
And they lift you up or whatever. But I was going across the scale at the paper mill at 90,000 pounds in the day cab.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy.
And in Georgia, we didn't. we kind of was playing. Let's not get caught by DOT. We didn't really run overweight permits. We just run the back roads. Right. We couldn't get on the interstates, basically.
Oh, of course not. Even with overweight permits, you're still not allowed to hit interstate. Right. The weight that they give you, I think, is state highways for the most part.
So I went with automatic, and I tell people all the time, you know, you've never been in LA at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. If you want to rag,
shit, even 5 o'clock in the morning.
If you want to rag me on the automatic, take your man.
Yeah, I don't want to have a left leg that big with this muscle.
If you want to hate on the automatic, go to LA. Go to Atlanta at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, so, I don't like doing it in auto.
So yeah, but it just to me, it's one less thing you have to worry about. you could put more attention to what's going on around you. And
and it was better if you're going to be training.
Right, because I don't want to be going down a mountain. We don't want another Colorado. I'm just going to say that. So,
yeah, definitely not.
And, so, I mean, that's pretty much that. Got the automatic. I just, as bad as I hate to say it, I'm kind of a mildly aggressive driver.
Mildly?
Yeah. I'm an aggressive driver. Not in a bad
It's not
way.
aggressive. It's just road rage.
Okay, technically, could we call it defensive? I'm a good defensive guy.
Yeah, I mean, because you've never had any accidents.
No, I'm not. Well, maybe one in starting out training.
On the road.
No, I haven't had any.
On the road is what I'm talking about.
No, I've never had any.
Backing into a fucking Pete don't count.
It was a Kenworth.
Same shit.
I mean, it wasn't no show truck W9. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Crayola makes a crayon box a little better than this truck. But yeah, I mean, my thing is, and I'll give this tip out to everybody. You don't have to run 65 everywhere you go. You can run 58, 62, but stay in the fucking right lane.
Yeah.
But always pay attention ahead of you. And I tell people this all the time. You got to drive your truck and the car in front of you.
Yep.
Because if you don't earlier today, I was on 285 on the top side.
I know where you're going with this.
There's a sign. I mean, if I had to guess, it's probably a 12-foot sign, LED display. It says after, I can't remember the name of the road, 2 miles after crash on the right shoulder. If I can read that sign, why can't everybody else?
Yeah, or, hey, this lane is ending.
So, I'm watching the right 2 lanes, we're 4 lane.
Right.
Granted, there is lane restrictions at that point, but I know what's going to happen because nobody's reading these signs. They're still in the right lanes, and when they come up on all the lights, brake lights.
Brake lights, and they cut you off.
So I just go ahead and I ease over to the left lane. I mean, technically, I'm not supposed to be there.
But still, those lanes are cut off.
But we prevented something from happening because people didn't read, but I paid attention. I knew what was happening 2 miles ahead of me. So, I guess another good thing to say is don't get comfortable.
Yeah, that's one of the big things. Because when you get comfortable, that's when it goes south. And that's when accidents happen.
When you start driving with your leg propped up on the dash and watching Netflix.
Shit, I'm not even flexible enough to do that.
You need to get out of the truck.
Yeah.
If you're that comfortable, you need to go ahead and get out of the truck.
Most definitely.
So, so what are your plans? You always ask everybody else. Let me ask you, what are your plans at Prime?
So I kind of hinted to it about building a fleet with Prime in the future. And first time this is getting mentioned, so I'm letting the cat out of the bag now on the YouTube channel because I've talked with it about you a few times. Come July, now that Prime has actually opened up Peterbilt for us to order, I'm going to be ordering the first truck of the fleet in July. And the reason I'm waiting until July is because that's when I make my year leasing. So whatever options that I want on the truck, I'll be able to put on a 10-week payment plan. And by then, I'll be a trainer, so that's not going to be any big deal to cover because we're going to be covering a lot more miles, more revenue coming to the truck. So I'll be able to pay that off pretty easy. And I'm going to be using my e-fund for the truck payment. So
that's a smart plan.
It's a little nerve-wracking, kind of like what you were saying, because you're committing to a lot of money ordering a lease purchase. But in the long run, it's going to make you a lot of money.
Well, and that's back to my co-driver. We had an the other day.
Right.
And they're going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to make mistakes. You're going to tear stuff up. But as long as you learn from it and can admit to your mistake,
oh, yeah,
that's going to happen.
Shit, it's happened to me once with that truck.
And I think that's he's kind of nervous about, because I told him, I texted him the other day, I was like, I hope you had a good Christmas, all the nice stuff.
Yeah.
And just, touching base with him. And I told him straight up, I was like, look, when we get everything squared away with my truck, we're ordering yours. And he was, I could tell he was nervous, just like, man, this soon. And that's when I told him, like, you're going to have to go solo. You're going to have to learn.
Yeah.
You're going to have to make your mistakes. You're going to have to take your time. You're going to have to get out and go knock on somebody's door and say, hey, will you help me so I don't hit your truck?
Right.
And I'll tell you, anybody that's out here, don't be ashamed to knock on a door and ask somebody to help you back up. Because I promise you, I would much rather be pissed off by somebody waking me up to help them
than getting woke up from
getting hit. So, I mean, and I've been blown around by wind in the parking lot, but I guarantee you, I think I could tell what a truck would feel like if one hit me. And, you know, like you were saying, of me backing in.
Because it'll knock shit off your shelves.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, that's like you was talking about me backing in that truck when I first started. And my buddy, I was talking to my buddy back at home. He was like, how'd you know you hit the truck? I was like, because mine fucking quit going. But at that point, my mistake is I should have got out and looked. And I thought I had it, and I didn't. So I made a mistake.
Shit happens.
I learned that, okay, just because I think I got it, I need to get out and look. If it's tight, get out and look. And you're not taking your CDL test anymore.
Yeah, so you can pull up,
readjust. As many times as you want to.
Take all the time in the world. If they got people behind you, they can wait.
I was somewhere, I can't remember where I was. It was, is it May Trucking, I think? They're out of like the Northwest somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's May.
They used to be like the slowest trucks on the road. I think Raider Express has got them.
Yeah, because I think they're what, 60?
I think they're like 58 or 60.
I think it's 60.
I don't know. I've never been passed by Raider. I'll just say that, and I'm governed at 65.
Even when I was company, I never got passed by Raider.
So, but like this guy, I could tell he was new, and it was just me and him. We were 5 dock doors apart, but
right.
You know, I mean, he struggled, and you know, but I could have went over there and helped him out, but I knew there wasn't nothing around him. So
yeah, there was nothing around there for him to.
So I was like, you know what, just let him take this time to, you know, take his time and back up
and learn.
And you know, so, but like I said, there's nothing wrong with doing extra pull-ups or getting out. It don't make you look like no clown. It makes you look like you care about your job and what you're supposed to be doing, Bob.
And care about your equipment and the equipment that's around you.
Because at this point, once you get in a commercial truck, your driver's license is just not a driver's license anymore. It's your livelihood.
Yeah.
It's what, you know, for some people, it's what puts food on the table and take care of everybody at home.
Exactly.
You know, and there's some careless truck drivers out here that don't care. I don't know about like any other DOT in other states, but like Georgia, man, they're bad about, they'll do like random inspections at the scales, and they'll post you on Facebook when they bust you. Like, I-20 and I-85 coming out of South Carolina, them two scale houses are like the world's worst for doing, like they're getting their ass in your truck, and they find, I mean, alcohol, liquor bottles, and all that. I mean, you know, as me and Jason, we had this discussion one time, because he was like, man, sometimes I have to take NyQuil to go to bed. I was like, well, you better hope you got the capsules. And I was like, you can't have the liquid. He was like, why not? I was like, it's got alcohol in it. He was like, no, it don't. So he's over, you know, Jason's going to prove me wrong anyway. Yeah. So he over here reading, but I was like, damn, man, this shit does have alcohol in it. I was like, you can't have NyQuil, you can't have mouthwash.
No.
So that's like anybody that's coming out here, if you're packing bags to come out here, I think I got mouthwash in here, but I read the ingredients. I didn't say nothing about alcohol.
Yeah, make sure it doesn't have any alcohol in it.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
No alcohol. Like,
the only alcohol that can be on this truck is in the trailer, and it has to be on your bills.
I don't even think you can you? I don't even think you have Roman alcohol in your truck.
Nothing.
Like, but I will tell you a trick though. If you're in the winter months and you can get your hands on some rubbing alcohol or something, I like to put it in my windshield washer fluid.
Yeah, because that works when there's on ice.
But I wouldn't say stock it up in your truck.
No.
I'm not going to tell you to. But, you know, some people may, some people, you know, there's a lot of people's trucks that people don't know.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, Prime has a no carry policy. I'm sure there's people that's got. You know,
I know there's people that carry at Prime.
But, you know, I mean, it's not my business.
Yeah, it's not my business to spread. I just go on about your business. Do you?
I say better you than me, because I ain't getting.
No, because you lose this job. It's, you know, granted you have a CDL in your back pocket. You can go get a job anywhere, but there's hardly any companies that allow you to do what we're doing, like what Prime
Especially
does.
as big as Prime is.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like I'm going to go back to my buddy at Werner. we was on the phone the other day, and he was running a dedicated account.
Right.
And their dispatchers are at this warehouse.
Right.
And like he goes in, and they're paid per mile. And the story I hear, like I see both sides of it, but I think I see the company side just because of how good I've been treated at Prime.
Right.
But you know, they was like, we need you to go here and get this trailer and bring it back. And you know, anything, I think even Prime's got a method. If it's certain under so many miles, you get a flat rate pay.
I think so.
I don't know what it is, but it might be on the lease side. It might be the $1.02 a mile. You know, the minimum
I think
guarantee.
something like that.
But like, they asked him to go get this trailer, and he was like, you know, was it pay me anything? He was like, no, you're gonna do it for free. Like the dispatcher, I heard it on like he had his headset on. I was listening. Like his dispatcher, the main one over all the dispatchers, had the audacity to tell him that he's going to work for free.
No.
So, you know, and he was like, he didn't, and I get that, you know.
I'll pump my brakes and I'll go to sleep.
And that's what he did. He did. He was
I don't blame him.
You know, but I just see it as like on Prime side, man. I've never had an altercation with my fleet manager. And like I see all these stories on Facebook, like my fleet manager this or my fleet manager that, and I'm like, damn, I got lucky.
Yeah, it's either that or those people are just ignorant and.
Well, and I think a lot of people come in with the mindset to this as a lease op, you're the boss.
Yeah, no.
But technically, at the end of the day,
your dispatcher is a business partner.
Right, and the thing is like you can't always bank on the $2 mile.
Yeah, you'll have to work together, and you got to take a shitty rate to get you into a better area.
Right, sometimes you got to eat shit to get shit.
Like, I'm going to Florida, and then Florida, you know as well as I do, doesn't have the best rate. So I'm going to have to eat a bad rate to get me into a good area.
Well, I think the rates in Florida has got, I put it to you like this, I haven't pulled anything out of Florida under, I think the last load I pulled out was like $1.47 a mile.
Yeah,
that's good.
Beer load out of
Florida.
Jacksonville, right?
No, that was actually tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
They went to Colorado.
Okay, because last time I was in Florida, I pulled beer out of Jacksonville, and it paid around $1.40.
Yeah, so I mean, I think our rates have come up tremendously out of Florida.
Yeah, you know, granted, $1.40 is good, you know, coming from a company perspective, getting paid 48 cents a mile, but it's going to get you into a lot better of a reload area.
Well, considering, I mean, what, 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago when I started, it was... you was like maybe lucky to get 90 cents coming.
Yeah, and that'd be Tropicana.
Yeah, and you was making a haul with that. You was
going
to Washington,
coast to coast.
But yeah, I think our rates. I think the rates all around the company has gotten better. Like from hearing other people, like even on the flatbed side, like when you was in flatbed, like the rates I heard. And compared to what I'm hearing now, it seems like the rate. I hear tanker drivers just talking about like they're
getting pretty good rates.
I hear tankers getting good money, you know. So I think it's good all the way around. I think some feathers were ruffled about this holiday incentive, but
this holiday incentive was a lot better than what they had last year, though.
Yeah, and that was one reason I went home for Christmas, because I was like, I'm not doing what I did last year. Which I had a horror story with one of our customers.
Yeah, I kind of remember a little bit of that.
And needless to say, I got a 34, and I was waiting because one place was closed, and this place wouldn't.
That's how it goes.
So. And then, like, I get home, or I'm already got my mindset that I'm going home, and then like a couple weeks before I go home, there's like, this is our new holiday incentive, and then I'm like, okay, you know, I didn't give much thought to it, and then I started seeing people like posting what the bonuses were. I'm like, I was like, y'all do this next year, and y'all got me out here. I'm working. If they do it next year, you can guarantee this truck will be, or my lease purchase will be on the road.
Yeah. See, I can't guarantee about me, but I may or may not be out there. I'm not sure yet.
Well, I talked to a guy the other day. They're doing a lease I think the guy was getting his third truck. He bought his third truck. His first truck, I think he got it 3 months after the projected date to be there.
Yeah, that's kind of my old TNT trainer. He ordered a Freightliner 2 months ago, and it's on the yard right now, ready to get picked up.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so. You know, and it's like they're starting to pick back up. So
they on the ball with it.
So you know, I'm ready to get my truck. I'm eager. Now, granted, this truck it's had its flaws, but she's been a good one.
Just like the one sitting next to us, she's had her flaws. And then me mowing down the deer, that's a completely different ball game. But
yeah, Hey, I will say them X-Car bumpers are pretty stout.
They are pretty stout.
And I've been saying that I wanted to see how good they were, and I found out actually today.
Not long after I mowed mine down.
Yeah, mine, I think his dyslexia kicked in when he couldn't figure out which way to run. He was running the right way, which was the way.
Yeah, and then he just turned around.
Yeah,
boom.
It's like he dropped something and was coming back to get it.
The one I hit, he was like, oh, I think I can make it, and then square.
Oh, man. So...
But I think the only thing is you had a little bit more damage to yours whenever you hit yours, because you hit him on the passenger side corner.
Yeah, so he stole my fog light. He straight took it, didn't even ask to take it. I mean, he just took it.
Kind of like the one I did with the radar.
Yeah. And I got into the Loves, and
then after he stole my radar, he just said, screw you, and then he kind of cracked my hood.
Yeah. Well, luckily, the only thing he really broke, he broke my bumper brace bracket.
Right.
He stole my fog light.
Yeah.
He did bend the deer guard.
Really?
It is bent. It's still operational.
Yeah.
But it's bent. And it's weird because I hit him on the right side.
Right.
He went under the truck, around the steer tire, and I'm assuming what we call a button at home, which is some people call a spike.
Button bucket just ain't broke the skin yet.
Right. Well, I guess this little nub caught the airline on my air dryer.
Oh, lovely.
Ripped it off. So I had just enough time, and it was funny. Like, it happened perfect. I mean, it couldn't happen no more perfect than when it did, because there was the Loves right there, a mile. So I get in the Loves, get in the parking spot, and realize my airline's missing off my air dryer, and the air's just leaking out, and I lose air. So all in all, to get me back rolling, we just had to put a fitting back on the air dryer and put the airline back up. So
yeah, that's not bad.
we rode around without a fog light for a little while, and because at that point I was about to pick up my co-driver.
Right.
And he'd done been out of TNT and waiting, and I was like, well, you know, in the process of me picking you up, because we was trying to plan it where he was doing his upgrade classes, and I was getting the truck fixed, but it didn't really kind of work that way, because I got hit with a good load coming out of Colorado back to Florida, and I had to
ran
take
with
that.
it.
And so, but hey, we ran without a fog light for a while.
Yeah.
I got a clean level 1. So,
hey.
So tip out there. If your fog light's missing and somebody steals it or wildlife takes it from you, just don't use them.
Yeah, don't have it turned on.
Because if it's there and you're using it and one's missing, then yes, you can get a violation for that.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
But if you don't have them turned on, that's not a violation.
A fog light's not DOT mandated.
Right.
So it's just, I guess you could say, an accessory.
Yeah. Man, then the reason my hood got cracked whenever I hit my deer is because I hit this thing square,
right.
And he bounced from the dash cam footage from that one video, because all 4 feet just go straight up, and then he gets sucked up onto the passenger side of the truck. That steer tire passes on him. Must have passed right in the middle of him, because his head came up and molled up that hood and put a crack in it.
Well, you know, and that's like, we got all this on dash cam footage, and I don't think people really understand the things we've seen. I mean, I showed you the video of Ricky Bobby today.
Too wide down an exit ramp.
Like, I've never seen it in my life. I mean, you got 2 cars coming side by side. I don't know if one was just ready to get out of the way or if they were like racing.
Yeah.
But if they were racing, they have horrible taste in cars. I mean, you got it looked like a Hyundai Sonata versus a Honda Civic.
Yeah, something like that.
4-banger.
I will give it that Ricky Bobby, he was moving.
Ricky Bobby was moving. I mean, he was out on.
He was on a mission.
I mean, I think he dropped it back in 3rd and fucking.
You never know. It might have been a little 16-year-old. His mama said, "You better get your ass home right now."
Yeah, or either he got caught sneaking out, was trying to hurry up and get home without her. You know, that might have been her dad he was passing.
You never know. But you got anything else to add?
No, I think that's it. Other than just, if y'all are coming out to Prime, just keep your head on your shoulders. You're gonna have good weeks. You're gonna have bad weeks. Don't ever give up. Just keep pushing, because I promise you, there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Most definitely.
I think, you know, you gotta. I think what's the guy said one time? He said sometimes when life gets hard, you just gotta polish the dull side.
Yeah.
So you just gotta keep. Joe Dirt says you gotta keep on keeping on. But
that's right.
Other than that, everybody keep the rubber down and the shiny side up.
Yeah.
And make the money.
Damn straight. Appreciate you coming on, bro.
Oh yeah.
Thank y'all for watching. Y'all drive safe. Peace.